Now.
Y'all, welcome back to another episode of Whiskey Sour, the Libations and Conversations. Our guest this week needs no introduction as this is like his 11th time being here. Y'all, welcome back to the show, Mike Jones. Brum, brum, brum.
Yay! Yay! Yay!
Oh, Mike. Before we get into today's conversation, you owe me an apology. You hurt my feelings yesterday.
Why?
Why? You know what you did, Mike. What did you do on the Instagram live? What did you say that was a lie?
What did you? How did it start?
Okay, yeah, I also called you a whore in the group chat, so it wasn't like,
Right. So you keep
but I
calling me a
didn't
whore.
publicly, I didn't publicly say it to you. In hindsight, no. Think about it like this: when I said it to you yesterday, you came for me in the group chat. I defended myself. I called you a light skinned whore. So yes, but on the internet, you said, ask me a question. I said whore.
Is that a question?
It's not a question, but it's also private. Because you didn't post it.
So
But then you came for me yesterday and my feelings was hurt. You had me going to ask the person. I said, did you say this shit for real? Like, you know. But then
now,
you
why
was
would you
lying.
do that? Why would you
Cause
do that?
my feelings was hurt. And then
Why?
because let me tell you why. Because one time somebody else that we know said that mentioned something intimate that happened.
I
And I
don't know
was
nothing
like,
about that.
yeah, you don't know nothing about that. So I was like, are you out here like talking? Like this is weird. So that's
You
all.
admitted that you did it though. Why would you ask them something you
I
already
didn't
said you
admit
did
that
it?
I did. I did not admit that I cleaned that person's house. I admitted that, like, and that's nothing to admit. We had to eat. So yeah, I cooked. But as far as cleaning, absolutely not.
That ain't what you said last night.
No, I said probably straighten up, but it was nothing that we know that person is clean. So it was like when I got there was the house was clean.
Mm, okay.
Anyway, this is not why we're here. Since
Right.
you're not gonna apologize to me.
No. Stop calling me a whore. Which, by the way, America or nigga America, whoever she reaches out to, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
And I didn't clean. My name is not made, so
Well, we even.
we even.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Um. Anyway, I wanted to feature some amazing dads this month because don't do that because you was giving me a hard time even in the chat when I asked y'all to come on together, but all y'all are busy, so y'all schedules are different. But I wanted to highlight and feature some amazing fathers that I know. Tell me if I'm wrong, and then we can end right now.
What?
And
Say you went wrong about what?
you being an amazing dad.
I don't. Whatever. I don't put no stock. I don't, like. I don't. That ain't nothing I would say. Like I just do what I'm supposed to do.
Exactly. So that's why this is normal for us, right? Like you grew up with a dad, I grew up with a dad. So like when niggas like it's the day in and day out. So it's not. But I want to feature amazing fathers just because like I feel like y'all don't. We've spent so much time on like the negative stuff that people want to say that goes viral, and so I want to put some positivity and show my appreciation to y'all on people's timeline.
Black brother, I love you. It sound like you're going with it.
I was yeah, okay. And y'all think I'm extra and crazy? Don't forget Mike is also an Aquarius. So
Hell yeah.
so I'm also sharing like interesting journeys. Like last week, we featured a friend of mine who ended up in a crazy custody battle for his son. And I know that you have full custody of Patty. Can
Hmm.
we say that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying legal names, governments.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's fine.
but I want to kind of like talk about that journey a little bit if you feel comfortable. As well as like moments that like that you just really love, like that just makes you a little warm inside, like you're like, this is my, I can't believe this is my child. Like, this is really dope. Like things like that. Cause people kind of sometimes downplay fatherhood and just, we always look at, oh, the kid always goes with the mom. But a lot of my male counterparts, like my friends, they all have custody of their kids. So it's a new dawn, it's a new day, ladies. Throw them
Yeah,
kids to their daddy.
for real,
And
for
you
real.
became a dad kind of, I'm not gonna say super young, but we were
No, I was
like,
young. I was.
yeah,
She
you were,
was born. She was born 6 days after my 21st birthday.
which was February 12th, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
We share a birthday.
yeah. They share a birthday.
Yes.
That's her claim to fame.
Yes. Anyway. So you were, yeah, we were in college when this happened. So kind of
Mm.
like tell us about that a little bit.
Shit, niggas are fucking raw. So I mean, I mean, nigga, you want to have the birds and the bees talk like that? I mean, shit, shit be happening. So yeah,
Shoot.
she was. I was still in college when she was born. So that was a transition, definitely.
Okay.
Um, you know, kind of had a lot of kid left in me, but couldn't be all the way a kid because obviously, you know what I'm saying, you're responsible for life now. So yeah, so I spent the first, and she wasn't born here, so she was born in Ohio,
Oh wow.
actually. So having to kind of figure out how to get back and forth and get her back and forth here. And we're also like financially supporting, but also needing to finish school because I mean one thing I kind of knew, like, I can't do shit if I don't get a degree. You know what I'm saying? So that had to be a priority. Like I couldn't just stop going to school or no shit like that. So that was an interesting time. I looking back on it, it was probably a lot more stressful than I felt because when you're young, you feel like you can do anything. So
Mm-hmm.
so it's just kind of part of it. But I looking back on it now, being good and grown, like I was probably like, nigga, what the fuck? Like the fuck, like the fuck is you doing? Uh, so yeah, I mean that was the early part of it. Yeah.
So okay, so you also were away at college, and then you also gave somebody your last $20 to take me out on a date. So how how did you find a way to like kind of like ultimately you clearly got a job, but like what was that like? Like going back and forth between college,
Yeah,
coming home to weekends. Then you say you're going to Ohio trying to see your daughter. So like,
yeah.
what did that look like?
Just a lot of moving around.
Yeah.
I ended up working at like an after school center, and
Okay.
it's a few hours a week. It didn't pay shit for. It didn't pay a whole lot. So what I would do is I would keep one check and I would send one check up. So it's like on checks probably like I don't know, like 350, 400. So it wasn't much, but it was it was doing what I could till I did better. Um, and then just traveling, like I said, going back and forth. Her coming back and forth with her. It was like that for a while, and not to even get in like the bashing of it and no shit like that. But
Oh,
there came,
absolutely not. We
yeah,
don't.
there came a point where I got asked to to help pay for rent in a house I didn't live in. And when I was like, nah, they turned into like you will never see her and all that kind of shit. So, she stopped answering the phone and all that. So I probably went I don't know, maybe honestly keep it a buck, maybe 2.5 years without seeing her.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
like hearing from her, talking to her, or, what I'm saying, anything like that. Like, you call, she wouldn't pick up. And and knowing what I know now, it's as easy as just involving the courts. But when you're 22, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
you don't really know. So you just calling and whatever. Um, and I didn't. She had moved, so I didn't know where she was at, what the address was. I didn't have any connection to her people and nothing like that. So yeah, I went a while without seeing her. Um, and then thankfully she kind of got desperate enough to have to come back and have like my family throw Patty a birthday party. And so when
Mm,
she did that, I was able to reconnect. And by that time, Patty was like 6, I think, maybe 5, and so she was able to. And then her other thing was like she can't come unless she comes with her. And I was like, nah, like what I'm saying, like that's not a thing. Like she can be an unaccompanied minor on the plane. Like it ain't really.
right,
You ain't gotta come with her down here like this. Like this not your family. It's her family.
right.
So once we got Patty down here for the birthday party, I actually asked her, I'm like, did you have fun down here? And she was like, yeah. And so it's like me, my fiance at the time, her mama, and then my mom, like Patty's mom and my mama, we all in the room. So I was like, did you have fun at the time? Did you have fun this weekend? She was like, yeah. And then I was like, you feel like you want to come back for like, I think I said like spring break or something. She was like, yeah. And so I was like, you feel like you can fly by yourself? And she was like, yeah. So, once she said that, that kind of opened the floodgates a little more. So I started getting her for breaks, spring break, Christmas break, Thanksgiving, summer break, all that kind of shit. Um, and just in spending more time with her, we started to pick up on stuff.
Mm,
And and I ain't finna get into it, but it's just like we had to make a change for
okay.
for for the for her for the greater good of her. You know what I'm saying? So went through the whole custody thing. Took about a year. Because we going for full custody, so it's kind of different. So it took about a year.
Okay.
Um, probably 50,000. Um,
Whew.
also, I mean, legal fees is probably 29, and then you got the trips you got to take back and forth, and then just whatever. So probably maybe 40 racks, I think.
Yes.
Um, and then ended up prevailing. And she been down here since she was 9, I think.
Okay.
So, mm,
Wow. Because
yeah,
I think we don't talk about that enough. Like you said, like had I known at 22 to go to, this legal system, and then all these years went by where you were not, where you didn't see her,
yeah,
it was really difficult. Like I could only imagine
yeah,
that turmoil you were still kind of feeling though, because you're like, there's this other person that's like a part of me out here, and I'm trying to get to them.
yeah.
And what was the conversation kind of like from your parents? Like, were they kind of guiding you to even do that at a young age, or were you not really telling them what was happening?
No, I don't know. They didn't really have a precedence for it either.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my mama, I live with my mama, so she don't really know. I mean, not, I grew up with my mama, so, she don't really know
I
nothing
know
about.
you put her nair on your balls. We know.
Why would you say that right now?
Okay.
Why would you? Why is that something? But see, this is what happens. So when I start telling stories, you get mad. You get
I
mad.
love you. This is why I love you though, because we can do this.
Why would
Like,
you? Why would you? Why would you?
I know we was having such a heartfelt
We
moment.
are. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
When I get uncomfortable, I'll make jokes.
Why are
So
you uncomfortable? You
I'm
ain't
not.
even had nothing to do with this story.
Shut up.
You had
Anyway,
anyway.
like I said, you and your nair balls, we know you grew up with your mom. I'm sorry.
So my
You
mama.
gonna get me back. It's
So
gonna be
right,
a
no,
joke.
yeah, no, right. So cool. So just know that. So now my if y'all want to hear this story, you can subscribe to my OnlyFans, and I'll tell it to you. Um, I'll show you for the right tip. Um, no, uh,
Anyway.
no. So my mama only knew about child support and custody and shit from like the mama side of it.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
she didn't really know how to do it. And then my pops, man, my pops is a real like uh he's really like, I'm not in your shit unless you want me to be in your shit type of person. Now
Yeah.
once you ask him and he in it, he all the way, he 10 toes down. But unless you come to him with it like, hey man, I need blah 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 blah, he ain't gonna really touch into it.
Okay.
And I didn't go to him like that. Because I didn't even know what could be done, to be honest with you. Um, so I mean they could only support based on what they knew.
Right.
So
Okay.
it
Understandable.
so yeah, it definitely wasn't their fault they didn't do more because they either didn't know how to do more or they didn't know the full extent of it.
Yeah.
But once we got everything rolling, like my parents were integral in the custody battle.
Okay.
Shit, actually low key, not even low key, high key, her like her people testified against her too.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely a crucial part
No.
of the that happening too. Like that really just so it's because like we know the systems are not necessarily the set up for men, especially like black men.
Right.
And so
Nah, so I'm gonna push back on that.
okay, push back.
Uh a lot of niggas be full of shit when they say that.
Okay.
Um so and a lot of niggas be full of shit and a lot of niggas don't know no better. The criminal justice system isn't set up for black men.
Okay.
Or set up to be against black men. Family court is different.
Okay.
Um now it varies state to state. And I know, if you got dudes why they be like, oh no, they lie. No, like for it varies state to state, but it's not set up against black men. Like um one of the things that used to happen all the time when I had to drive up to Ohio to do like depositions and all that kind of shit, right? We in all these hearings I had to be up there for. So family court you go is like a big ass room with all these like courtroom. It's like a court, but it's still a court, right? And every 10-15 minutes, it'll be a black dude coming out the courtroom like hype, like yeah, hell yeah, woo, woo, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And like he just won custody or he won partial custody, he won visitation or he won, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And like we kind of everybody would kind of like uplift each other and like, you know what I'm saying, hey man, go in there and do your thing, like going like, like man, go in there and get what you got to get, go in there and do what you got to do. um and more times than not, everybody went in, came out with some kind of victory. So court a lot of times is set up, court in general is set up to drag on, right? So like none gets done quickly. So that can be a deterrent because if you're trying to be the aggressor out of it, you can kind of run out of money, run out of time, run out of patience, right? But in most states, man, if you want like visitation, it's already outlined for you legally. Like if you look up, because I do this, like I help men do this, right? If you go to your state and you look up, that kind of stuff, they have it outlined. This is bare minimum what you're entitled to. So like bare minimum you're entitled to, I just call it like in Ohio, they had it to where if you lived within 90 miles, it was one way, and you lived outside of 90 miles, it was another way, right? So like what bare minimum I was entitled to was, I want to say like half a Christmas break, every other Thanksgiving, spring break, and half the summer. Like automatic bare minimum, go in there. That's what I want. Give it to me, right? And now anything else besides that, you probably got to fight, negotiate for, depending on who you're going up against. And then and again, I wanted full custody, so that's a whole different beast, right? But this narrative of this narrative said by niggas who ain't never been to court, talking about the court ain't gonna fuck with me. Like I would tell you that that's not necessarily true most of the time, like damn near all of the time. And if you haven't exhausted that option, then you're really just making an excuse based off some hearsay shit.
Yeah.
So it and again, it depending on where you at, it can take shorter or longer depending on how many judges that family court has. Like if you in Missouri, apparently they was telling me if we was in Missouri, the shit would have took like all like the shit. They were like Patty would be in high school by the time we get it figured out.
Dang.
But in Ohio, they had like a bunch of family court. They had a bunch of magistrates, right? So in Ohio, it went way faster than it would have had it been in St. Louis. But that being said, it doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So but brothers need to get out of that mindset of it's set up against us. Not necessarily. A lot of judges want to see an involved father. Like again, I went in there and there was nothing that we didn't ask for that like I didn't get. Like not at all. So, every temporary motion, every temporary visitation, like all of that. We got all of
that. Hey, Daniel.
You said what?
I said, hey, Daniel.
Huh?
I said, hey, Daniel.
Hold on real quick. Can we stop recording? Because I don't know who this is.
Okay. Yeah. Right. You look like you didn't know. So go ahead. You got it.
Yeah. Hold on real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. What you need? Huh? Nah, that ain't my dog. Nah, it's not my dog, G. Now I gotta wait on this one. Hey! Stop. Ain't nobody bothering you. He gone. All right, I'm back.
Wait. What the dude say at the door?
He was like, is this dog yours? He got some little dog with him. And I'm like, nah, man, that ain't my dog. So I don't know if niggas is going door to door asking for the dog. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Huh?
You just left that refrigerator door open.
Yeah, my bad.
All right.
All right, we back. Right, this is what happens. It's a family life.
Daniel with his barking woke up Pax.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, what was we saying? We was talking about okay, you were saying
no, I was wrapping up. Like, I'm, not necessarily. Like, oh man, the courts be against the black. Not for real. Not for real.
It's just crazy how that even I can understand how you can say that because yes, it would make sense for someone to and especially an active father that wants to be involved and can consistently still be able to be there and show up. Yes, our relationship didn't work out, but we have a kid together, so let's figure this out together.
Right.
So that's crazy. Like and also like I said, commending you for being like pushing forward because like a lot of times when people see the cost that they start to accrue, incur like with all these fees.
Yeah,
they
and
honestly, like okay.
Yeah, and so that's the other part too. Again, my situation is kind of an outlier, right?
Yeah.
If you just want visitation, again, I'm talking to brothers out here. If you just trying to see your kid, dog, and you ain't even trying to do like all that full shit, like you just like I want my weekends, I want whatever. What we talked about when they outline what you automatically get. A lot of times you can do mediation. And mediation is free.
Yeah. Okay.
So you don't even have to go into the legalities of it. You just sit down. You gotta sit down with a mediator, and mediation is actually free.
Okay.
And then again, the law is outlined right there for you. So even if you get a lawyer, it ain't gotta be none crazy shit. Again, my shit was crazy because it was a different situation.
Yeah,
But
and you're also dealing with another state, so
yeah, so I got to travel and all that kind of shit, right?
yeah.
But if you're just trying to like, nah, I just want my every other weekend. I want my whatever. Then like I just want what I'm promised by the state. A lot of times it's really not that expensive.
Okay. Okay, good to know.
Yeah,
So any of you fathers out there that are having a hard time, use some of the resources that he was saying, look into to get what you deserve, get what you want. Like, don't leave your kids hanging.
yeah,
So since you've had Patty since she was about 9 and she is now in high school, athlete running track and all these different things, playing volleyball, like how has that journey been? Because I know initially I don't put your business out there, but now it's you and her
yeah,
and Daniel.
yeah. And you know what? It's kind of one of them things. I'll be honest with you. When you in it, because you do it every day, it's not really something you think about. Like it's not
Yeah.
something you like. You don't sit back and reflect often. Because every day you get up, you gotta get up and you gotta go, right? So she
Yeah.
gotta be here, she gotta be there. I gotta, make sure she's straight with school, make sure she's straight with sports, make sure she's straight with this and whatever. So and then again, it's me and her. So you're constantly just kind of rolling, right? Um, so every once in a while you can kind of sit back and be like, damn, it's crazy. But for the most part, it ain't really something I think about. I'm extremely proud of her. I tell people, I take all of the blame, none of the credit. Like, she makes it really relatively easy. I think
Okay.
raising a person isn't easy on like any kind of level, right? But I think there's different variations of it. Like she could be out here doing a whole lot worse than what she's doing, right?
Yeah.
Her grades are good for the most part. She one of them kids where like the shit look crazy in like the middle of the semester, but it usually all comes together by the end of it.
I can relate.
Yeah, so like she's like that kind of kid. You love for her to be like when you log in, everything is straight A's all the time.
Uh-huh.
But at the end of it, she usually come through and it's fine.
Okay.
And then like I said, she into her sports, she into track, she into volleyball. She could be into a bunch of other shit. That could make life that much harder.
Yeah.
Not wrong. Like we go through, she go through the growing pains of being a kid growing up in this world and being a teenager and everything that come with that. But yeah, no, she, it's an interesting journey. Like being like when she was 10 and who she was when she was 10 and where she is now at 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I have a question because I'm thinking about, okay, so when my mom passed away when I was a baby and my sister was 3,
Mm.
we ultimately went and moved with our aunt, my mom's sister.
Yeah,
And so that's my mom, like that's my mom.
right.
And so and we would go to our dad and stuff on the weekend. He would pick us up from school. So I'm thinking like certain things or certain conversations, where this is going. So I'm thinking about when like certain we're women. Things
Yeah.
change. Our bodies do things once we hit a certain age.
Yeah.
So when I got my cycle,
Yeah.
I oddly was at my dad's house because my
Okay.
mom went to Morocco. What was that like? Were you ready, or did your mom give you like any sort of advice, or did Patty just it's like, Daddy, look, if something happened down there, I'm gonna need a pet, like, because some
No, I
guys
mean,
freak out about that, and I know you different, and you just be like, okay, whatever. It's always been your attitude, but
yeah, I mean, I wish I could have some like crazy, oh my god, freak out story. I don't really run like that. You just kind of do what you got to do. Like, when it comes to her being a girl or being a young woman, like,
Mhm.
I know what pads to buy. I know what bundles of hair to get. I know what braiding hair is. I know what, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like, I can do all that on my own. Now, credit to my village. Like I don't often have to.
Yeah.
Like I got two older sister-in-laws who, they there, especially her Aunt Rika is there all the time.
Okay.
I got homegirls. I got a bunch of homegirls that, I can kind of bounce shit off of. And it's like, hey man, what you think about this? And they'd be like, yeah, we talk about like naval piercings and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I can kind of bounce that off of.
Oh, that's a
Um,
conversation. Oh my God, girl, go back to being 9.
yeah. So, yeah, no. So, I definitely have women around me,
Yeah.
who make up the village, even her like coaches and teachers, stuff like that. So I'm fortunate in that regard. But no, I mean, for the most part, I just parent her based off her needs, and if her
Yeah.
needs are her, like I know when it's time to buy the ice cream. I know when it's time to buy the chocolate. I know,
Yeah.
when to let her stay home. Or, she cramping too bad, or what I'm saying, whatever. And I mean, yeah, I don't really get phased. You know what I'm saying? Because again, when it's day in, day out, and I'm not knocking no other father out there, but when it's day in, day out,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that becomes normalized.
Yeah.
I've had to clean up her vomit, so it's like that shit don't hurt her enough. Period, don't bother me. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, you
Like,
are okay, but also in hindsight, like you wiped her ass when she was
yeah,
like
that's
a
what I'm
baby. So
saying.
it's like this which
Yeah,
it's still never like. It's always funny when people or men make posts out. You'll see a random person about somebody having to go on King of the Hill. They call it Owl AA, where it's like all these like feminine products and how
yeah,
they
yeah,
they are a little nervous or apprehensive or wondering people are they getting the right thing, and it's like so it's kind of cute in hindsight, but it's just also I think also you said something that was really important too, which was your village. And I think we don't talk about having a village enough anymore
yeah,
because we are all in some way like a product of that, and I
yeah,
feel like we don't have it at like we don't have that sense of community anymore, really. Because, like, you went to the Boys and Girls Club, I had other people that stepped up and stepped in that helped like raise my sister and I, and that helped shape us a lot to become the women that we are today, right?
yeah,
And so I think that's the key thing that's also important, because what if, you didn't have that, but it's really dope that it was almost like it was predestined for you because everything was
yeah.
there.
I mean, it's essential. You know what I'm saying? And you can't. Nobody can raise a kid by themselves.
Yeah.
It's damn near impossible, right? So, I think the world we live in now, kind of dissuades you from seeking a village.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
Absolutely.
yeah, but I think it's absolutely crucial. You know what I'm saying? Like, where we live, and honestly, like real shit, my ex-wife was here for a large chunk of Patty's life. So,
Okay.
and we good. We still cool. We still locked in. They still talk. That's nothing, and there's nothing I would ever get in the way of.
Yeah.
Like I've even told, because Patty's obviously not her biological daughter, so I've even told like women that I date, I'd be like, man, look, like that's really who I co-parent with. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if she, she'll always have a spot in Patty's life as long as they both want it. So
Yeah.
you'll have to be okay with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But back to that, like, yeah, no, the village is absolutely crucial. And like, so where I live at, my brother and sister-in-law live maybe a 3-minute drive.
Okay.
My stepmom, I call her my stepmom, really my brother mama, she lives literally um 1 block over and 1 block up. So like
Okay.
it's like a 7-minute walk. My older cousin and his wife live right behind me. Um, my pops is maybe 10 minutes on the highway. Patty's school is a 6-minute drive down. So I literally have a village.
Yeah.
So if somebody need to get her or grab her or take her or bring her home or stuff, what I'm saying, whatever, like it can happen. And like
Okay.
and it won't even inconvenience anybody because we all kind of right here.
Okay. That's really dope.
Well,
That's really dope. So, like, next chapter is like, what is next steps? Because we are 16, we're getting up there. you know, are you encouraging her like to go to HBCU? Like, what we doing? Like,
Yeah, so Patty is an athlete, and a competitive one. So
okay,
so she is her primary sport is track. She does jump, so long jump, triple jump, high jump, and her secondary sport is volleyball. But she's starting to take volleyball pretty serious too. So she's getting recruited for college.
okay,
She wants to go to the HBCU. I'm all for it. I would love that for her. She's gotten some HBCU love. Like it's been a couple SWAC schools and send her some mail, that kind of stuff. But it's just a function of what makes sense for her, where
okay,
she feels comfortable. She really likes Alcorn. I think if you made her make a list right now, it'd be Alcorn, Grambling, UAPB, and Clark.
okay.
So in Alcorn and UAPB have shown interest in her from an athletic standpoint. I might maybe Grambling too. I can't remember. But so yeah, I just wanted to go where the fit is, what
Okay.
makes sense for her and what she want to be and what she want to do. She wants to go to HBCU though. Like that's her plan. So if that's her plan. If that's what she want to be, then I'm all for it. But her recruitment, her college path is a little bit different because you gotta when you get recruited for sports, they gotta like you and you gotta like them. So
Yeah.
so it takes into that. But yeah, we got really a year to figure it out. Because once you're a senior, it's kind of all wrapped up. So she's about to be a junior. So we kind of got a year to kind of narrow it down and get it going.
Have you found dating, especially having a it's one thing I feel like when it's a son, but when you have a daughter, do you feel like and just and just having your daughter like in general full custody, do you feel like that dating has kind of been an issue or anything?
Man, so what's funny, dog? Most of the time,
Okay.
it's easier to date women without kids than to date women with kids.
Hmm.
And I thought it would be flipped, right? Uh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something, and they're gonna be mad at me about this.
Oh God.
So, and again, I'm talking about a good number, a healthy number, but I'm not talking about all. So
Yes.
if this don't apply, let it fly, right? I have dated women who have kids, right? And no matter what, them kids getting dropped off somewhere on Friday. And they getting picked up and they ain't getting picked up till Sunday night.
Okay.
Now, if it's an ideal situation, maybe they go with dad.
Okay.
But if daddy ain't shit, they still don't give a fuck. They dropping them kids over off at granny house. And them kids don't exist from Friday until Sunday. Right? So from Friday to Sunday, they outside. Right?
Yeah.
And so they got them Monday through Thursday. And I'm not knocking Monday through Thursday, but Monday through Thursday, a lot of times it's really just by the time they get out of school, you get off work, you feed them, you make sure they got a bed, you make sure they all right, you make sure they got their homework straight. It's really kind of like maybe 3-4 hours of interaction. And
Yeah.
then so it's really just kind of keeping them alive, right? Uh, I mean, for real, that's money. That's really kind of what you
Woo!
know. And motherfuckers can say what they want to. Again, I do this shit. I do this shit every day. So I'm not some nigga that got 2 weekends a month.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really like I mean, and it's just a natural flow of shit. Like I think it's like that in any household with kids. You gotta work. They got school. They come home. You gotta take your shoes off. Change clothes, decompress from that fucked up ass place you go to every day, right?
Yeah.
And then they got to make sure they got their homework done. And then y'all got to eat. And then you might get 30, 45 minutes, if you're an hour, if you're lucky, of like maybe time you can interact. And then they got to go to sleep and you got to go sleep because y'all got to get up and do it all over again, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the supplemental time has to happen on the weekends. And motherfuckers be missing that shit. Like they take them kids over granny house and they be over granny house and they be
Yeah.
outside. So what you find is like you be dating women with kids and they don't understand why you're not free on the weekends.
Yeah.
And so, because I don't operate
Understandable.
like that, and even if I could operate like that, I wouldn't. Right? So
Yeah.
if I'm like, nah, Patty got a track and she got back she was younger, she got basketball and she got volleyball, or she was on the speech team and she was in the choir and this, that, and whatever. No, I got to take her to go here and I got to take her there. You know what I'm saying? Just whatever to make sure she's gonna be okay as a citizen, as a student, as a person. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? We gotta have that weekend time.
Yeah.
So a lot of women who had kids would be like, I just don't understand. You gonna make time for what you want to make time for. And I'm like, dog, like I got my kid. Like, you know what I'm
I
saying?
think that's okay. I hate when people say that.
Yeah.
I hate that. And first of all, don't be doing that neck because we don't do the neck thing.
Look at you doing it right now. Yeah.
Y'all do the neck
So
thing. But that really goes. I'm like, no, like people really be busy and shit be happening.
yeah. So and then by the time, so like for me, it's a 7-day-a-week thing. And then so that happens. Now, what I kind of have refined it down to is that moms who have kids involved in stuff get it.
Yeah.
Like you date moms who have kids that are athletes, like they get it.
Yeah.
And it don't ever be no love laws. It don't ever be none. They be like, nah, I get it, right?
Yeah.
But nah, man, there are a lot of moms who got kids who don't do a fucking thing on the weekend because they over granny house and y'all be drunk for 72 hours.
Damn.
And they call it, self-care, whatever the fuck it is you want to call it.
Shut up. Shut up.
And again, if it don't apply, let it fly. But there are a lot of people, there's a healthy amount of people who pat themselves on the back every motherfucking weekend for doing some bare minimum shit.
Absolutely.
Like,
that's real.
Yeah.
It's a lot of moms out there like that. It's a lot of daddies out there.
Yeah. So right,
like
yeah. And I'm sure. I'm sure it's gonna be, in 2 weeks, a country full of niggas on where my gift. And they ain't did a motherfucking thing. They ain't got no, they ain't did shit. But so with women who don't have kids, usually like they work or something, like, that's their baby. And so they actually kind of get it. If I'm like, yeah, man, hey, I just, Patty had a track meet. Nigga, we went out the house at 6 a.m. We getting back at 7. I'm hot. Yeah. It's, I'm gonna take a shower. I don't know if I can get out. They be like, no, I get it. Go ahead, get your rest, lay down, blah, 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 whatever. So like I get that from them.
Okay.
Like I said, a healthy amount of moms are like, and I'll just be like, all right, man, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you. So that dating is interesting, but I don't think it's as bad because she's older.
Yeah.
So it ain't like, she's 7. So where I gotta find a sitter and all that kind of shit. I can just be at this point, I can be like, I'm gone. And she don't give a fuck. So
okay, do you feel like since she is older and is in and out and also learning how to drive?
Yes.
Do you think because I'm a person and even with the like my guy and us finding time for each other, like we'll take naps together. Like you ever had like a nap date?
Yeah, I'm all about the nap date. And I remember saying that I was kind of talking to this young lady, and I was saying that, and she kept thinking I was on like some
bullshit.
Yeah, like nigga, I'm pull my dick out type shit, and I'm like, nah, nigga, like
I'm sleepy.
Like that's all I got. Like for real. If you want to come, like I was like, dog, we can even get her because she had little kids. I got Patty here, so I'm like, dog, we can get a room. And like, nigga, I swear to God, right hand to God, bro. You come to this motherfucker, you tell me what snacks you like, what you like to drink, blah blah blah. We put that shit on the motherfucking nightstand, nigga. Turn on a motherfucking movie we done seen a million times.
Yeah.
And goddamn close the blinds and motherfucker be knocked the fuck out. Like, ooh,
that's
like
cute.
Yeah. So, but she was like, nah, whatever. So I'm like, all right, or not, nigga. I'm going to sleep. Whether you coming to go to sleep or not, it's up to you. But nigga, I'm going to sleep. So the option is I can sleep here in my house in my bed, or goddamn, if you want to come, if you want to join me, I can get us a room and we can go, you know what I'm saying, go to sleep. But I'm going to fuck sleep.
Yeah, because
So.
you like the black mom, like, you can't be my daughter. Like, we not together.
Yeah, no. And so, and Patty nosy. So
Of course.
she knows everything. Like if I've dated you or we talking something, she knows like who you are.
Yeah.
But and she's a little bit, she's older, so I can maybe be a little bit more looser with it in the sense of, because she'll already know like this is somebody I'm talking to, instead of like, you know, hey, meet your new stepmama, like, you know what I'm saying, like,
Right.
so I can tell her, nah man, she, you know, this such and such gonna come over real quick to, you know, drop off something, or she gonna meet me here because the house closer, they're going wherever we going. And so she may meet her, and you know, but Patty know what it is. But just in general, I'm real protective about my house and my space.
Yeah.
And you know, I just don't want necessarily anybody, just anybody in here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just from an energy standpoint, like, and then also just live, like, again, my daughter live here, so
Yeah.
just from a safety standpoint, I don't know who the fuck you know, I don't know what dirty ass cousin you got that, you know what I'm saying, if you get mad at me, now I've been in that nigga house and he got a such, you know what I'm saying, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
so I'm just, you know, because I got my daughter in here, I gotta be protective on who comes in here in general.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. That
Yeah.
definitely makes sense. So, like, tell us like one of the dopest things, about being a dad for you. Like, is it that revelation, like, man, I made this really athletic kid, or my kid is just so smart? Like, what is that moment that really makes you like, that's like, damn, like, that's my kid?
She's really, really, and I'm not saying it because she's my kid. She's a really, really, really sweet person.
Yeah.
Like she's a good kid. So you know, she's funny. She makes me laugh, and not like, and it makes me laugh on purpose. Like she's funny. She's witty. Um, she's very much outspoken. She's very much convicted in what she believes in. She's very passionate. Um, you know,
You sure that's not my kid? I'm like, this sound like me. Okay. You can have it. It's fine. I mean, we share the same birthday that you just described.
how would that be your kid?
You you've never heard anybody say that before about somebody, like, dang, that might be my kid. Not in real, like,
What,
bro.
you won't even get her.
What?
I've been trying to send her out to California for like a year
You
now. I even told
cannot
her.
listen. I have
Hold on, Patty,
I got a she can come
come
stay
here
this
for a
summer.
minute.
She can come out here. I got a guest room. It's my slash factory, but there she go. You don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do what?
That, like, you won't even get her. How is that your child? No, I
Didn't
meant it
I?
like personality wise. That's a compliment.
Didn't I ask you? Didn't I ask you? Did you want to go to California
When?
for the summer? Not for the summer, but during the summer. Remember I asked you? I was like, your auntie out there.
Patty can come out here. I don't care.
My post a lot.
No, we talked about it like a month ago.
I have short-term
Anyway,
memory loss.
well, your auntie be asking for you, but then she be pump faking.
Hey man, I'm free.
Listen, I'm looking at the room right now. It's empty.
Okay, she gonna be out there once track season over.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
remember put.
send her with some grocery money and
That's
some
what. Nah, I ain't finna.
Disneyland
Yeah,
money.
no,
We go
no.
to Disneyland,
That's yeah.
Universal.
No,
I'm
that's
a go.
fine. All
She
of
will
that.
have a great time and will be exhausted by the time she get back. Everybody be like, "Dang, I'm supposed to be on vacation. You had me ripping around in the streets." Sure did. You wasn't gonna say you was bored on my watch.
All of
Not
that. Oh
today.
no, I'm not gonna sit out there broke. I'll treat everybody.
I'm not broke.
Hey.
I got big money.
She is broke.
She got big
She
money.
is living in squalor.
I got big money.
She is
I'm
absolutely broke.
like, we can go somewhere and see some Hollywood celebrities. I don't know where. That's like a joke for some show. What was that on? I want to see Hollywood celebrities. I don't
Well,
know.
she gonna be out there as soon as nationals over. In between nationals and volleyball.
Come
So
on.
get ready. But nah, she before you make this about you,
I wasn't
uh
making it about me,
you
but yeah, go
did when
ahead.
you was like when you had me lit. So nah,
Shut your mouth.
her I think her overall spirit is what's the most impressive. Like
I love it.
she'll in everything she does is comes from a place of like empathy and like love. Um, so I think that's always what I'm kind of most impressed with her.
Okay.
Um, so she's just she's got the kind of passion that's rooted in a place that can make a big impact when she gets older. Like she wants to be a judge, and I don't know, she might come up with a million reasons, but I remember the day she said it. It was because she had read an article about wage inequality between men and women, and so she was in the car. We were in the car, and she was like, I'm a. She's reading me the article. She was like, back then she didn't call me padre. She called me father. She was like, father, did you know women only make 73 cents to what men? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And so I'm like, yeah, I actually knew that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So we talking about how fucked up it is. And she was like, when I get older, I'm gonna start my own company and I'm gonna pay everybody equal. And so I was like,
Oh,
I'm like, that's dope, that's admirable. But I was like, but I don't know if you'll be able to hire, every woman in the world. And she was like, yeah, you're right. And so she was like, well, I'm gonna make laws to make sure that we all get paid equally. And I was like, okay. And she was like, what do I have to do that? I was like, I don't know. So that's how she wound up like being like, I want to be a judge. So
okay.
yeah, so it wasn't like I want to be a judge because it's status or it's money or nothing like that. It was like rooted in something she cared about. She wanted to find a solution.
That's very admirable. Aquarius is like that. And I know you hate when I say that, but like we are very like we're humanitarians. Like that's look at you. Like look at what you do for a living. And anybody listening that hasn't seen Mike on here before, Mike has an amazing, which I feel like he should turn it into something more. And people really respect you and your views about life in general. But Mike, you are a humanitarian. He has this amazing page called the Free Roots Project.
Free Root Society, we changed
Oh,
it.
dang it, society. You
Yeah,
changed
yeah, we
it.
just
Yes,
changed it. Yeah.
society. And you talk about a lot of things that what we don't know are, like black men to really talk about. Like you talk about, the Ligga Bigga Tigga society, talk about you shed light on, like things like equality, things that, that hype women up, that hype men up. You talk about, Black Lives Matter, and that also includes like transgender and gay lives, like you know what I mean. So you talk about it all, and you have no problem going toe to toe with somebody. Okay, man, like I'm blocking you, like you were,
Yeah.
So
I mean, can't
she
nobody.
was honest.
Yeah. I mean, and again, I'll take blame. I don't take credit. So you know what I'm saying. So hopefully, if she got some of that from me, then blessings. But she's definitely her own person. So I'm just proud that she can do stuff like that, and and stand up for what she believes in. My philosophy is always, can nobody whoop my ass, right? So I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. I'm gonna say it how I want to say it, because at the end of the day, nigga, if I tell you, trans lives matter, and you tell me, dog, you tripping, and we go back and forth, and if I get up from the table, like, you ain't gonna whoop me. So you know what I'm saying. So it's just how I look at it. But no, she's her grandfather, my dad, said that It's something special about her, and I would have to agree.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, we are our hope is always that our children are, of course, like better versions of us, like they're better
That's
than
right.
us. And so I was having a conversation yesterday, and and this is just across the board, like when you meet people, you have kids or whatever, you want to, you meet a person in some way, and then you always want to leave that person better than what you found, like how you found them, like how
Yeah.
you met them. You want to make an impact on somebody's life that is just so profound that it changes their lives.
Right.
So, and I think if a lot of people operated in that space, of course, the world will be a better place. It's easier said than done, but white supremacy and capitalism.
Yeah. Always. Always.
Partially the patriarchy, but
Mm-hmm.
because I know every man isn't like that, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard out here for a pimp.
Hard out here for a pimp.
Yeah, so Mike, it's always great to have you here. I always appreciate you.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't seem like it. Actually, no, it seems like you don't appreciate me, but it's okay. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with
There
you,
you
giving
go.
you a hard time.
I'm coming back, bro. I'm gonna be on here once more.
Okay, I'm down to create a space for you. I said that last time. Our lives are always live.
Yeah.
Even when they're super quick, you always got some crazy story.
Yeah.
It's always something wild, and like I know dope people through y'all. Like and I say that all the time, but I genuinely love you, Mike. Wait, Alvin, freaking Raymond. Like I genuinely love y'all.
Nah, no
Like,
doubt.
and so I know like we don't get to hang out all the time, like in real time. And
Mm.
again, gift and curse of social media. It seems like I talk to you every day. Like I pretty much
Right.
talk to you every day, but it's like on the phone, so it's like different. And so, and I want to say that to y'all. Like I don't think I vocalize that enough, and that's something that I've been tapping to is my feelings. And I want to let y'all know out loud that like I love y'all out loud.
Nah,
So
definitely. Nah, likewise. I be giving you shit because you deserve it. But nah, but like I mean you always been one of my favorite people. Like for real. So I've told you before.
I've been great, and you be out making fun of me. You make fun of certain questions that I ask.
You be wild. But I'm extremely proud of you.
Oh,
Nah,
thank
for real.
you.
Like you really went out to LA and found yourself and then refound yourself and really were flexible and adaptable and doing things. Your candles, if you ain't cop their candles, cop them.
Tell them what you said they smell like.
What I said they smell like.
Okay. I got you because it is right here on the candle page. It is the craziest.
Yeah, because I be posting from a stream of consciousness, so it ain't like I press it. I just be going.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You said all this shit smell good for real. It's sophisticated and rich. It's kind of like if you was eating pussy in an art museum type of vibe.
Oh, Patty in there.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay.
Are you wilding?
I thought you went back upstairs.
No, she's in right here.
Okay.
Don't ever read nothing I write out
loud. You're going to have this sex talk soon or something. So, my bad. My bad. I'm sorry. I was so embarrassed. Like, I'm genuinely embarrassed. Like, oh my God.
Look.
Oh
look
my
at
God.
Look at her face, bro.
Yeah,
bro, you wild.
Yeah. I mean, it was like seriously, Mike, y'all could be my copyright. I thought I was giving really great descriptions, like on the page, and then I read that I was like, oh shoot, like,
yeah,
hey.
Yeah, Patty tried to follow back. I had to block her. I was like, bro, you can't. I was like, you can't read the shit I be putting up on there now.
Yeah. Your daddy is still a man. But no, like I said, like I want to say that out loud. Like today, I had a friend suddenly pass away and found out that another friend is in ICU on life
Damn.
support. So
Jeez.
I was like, okay, I'm telling everybody, I love
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
wild. Life be life in, but tell the people where they can find you if you have any amazing projects, because I strongly encourage you to have these other projects.
So you can find me again on Instagram, Free Root Society. I think that's the name of it, the Free Root Society, something like that.
Yeah.
So we
Stop
got
reporting this page, y'all. We tired.
yeah, that's like my third or fourth page. So they keep shutting them down. So I'm there. Don't come on there snitching. We do good
Please
work. We do really good work. We do because it was gonna be Free Roots Mutual Aid Society, but it shit was too long.
That's very long.
So there, Facebook, Michael Jones. The page is pretty open. In that regard. And yeah, man, I mean that's it. I think socially. I'm bringing T-shirts back, so I got another one dropping probably tomorrow, actually. So we'll be doing that. And then other than that, man, I'm on the streets, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We still passing out bags to the unsheltered citizens. We still passing out water and passing out ice. We did a book drive, we did sock drives, we did underwear drives. So, you know what I'm saying? We still out here doing stuff. If you a Cardinal Ritter graduate, I'm gonna be in touch. I'm the new alumni engagement coordinator at Cardinal Ritter. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, man, I'm just out here, dog. That's all I got for you.
Well, thank you so much, philanthropist and humanitarian.
Yeah.
Mike Jones, y'all. He's for the people and always has been and always will be. Unless capitalism gets to him. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
Yes. And y'all know where y'all can find me here. Podcasts, YouTube. Subscribe and share with your friends. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs on YouTube, so I can monetize this page.
There you
because
go.
they took away the monetization on
Facebook.
Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, so now you have to be at 10,000 in order, like, so when you go live, people can buy badges. So yeah, but yeah, all of this stuff is a sham and it gets on my nerves. But y'all, we got the PAX. Girl, okay, I'm out of here. She's knocking the mic off and over. So we will see y'all here next week, and thank y'all so much for tuning in.